We all thought that when we become adults, everything would be sorted and it would be fun. But the moment you step into adulthood, nothing seems to stop, does it? No matter what you are doing, how you are doing, it doesn't stop. You can't cry in your room because you fear that someone will come and ask you why. You can't ace your exams because you're going through a breakup. Or you got a fracture. It's okay. You can still work from home. Is chasing your goals adulting? Or is it just living the little moments of life? Or I just go down here, Monica Keller. Welcome to the real world. It sucks, but you're gonna love it.
Thank you so much for joining me back here today. My name is Akshi and alongside is my co-founder and Chetna. As psychologists, we endure and to understand human brain and the brain and the full vast we cannot ignore. As for our journey, me and Chetna have undergraduate here in psychology at the Professional College of the University of Delhi. And instantly wanted for our love for psychology to bring a change and mental health. Our journey as co-founders began in 2021 right after our undergraduation with a very simple dream. A simple dream of having a social media handle where mental health matters.
Little did we know that our social media presence will actually grow and blossom into something we never even thought. Currently, we are a mental health tech startup, which not only provides therapy services and academic assistance, but also conducts events, meet and greet, workshops, webinars, and a lot of other things. We currently are researchers, entrepreneurs, psychologists, event managers, social media managers, podcasters, and age-old best friends. Now, you must be wondering that why are we sharing this with you? Good question. Because like all of you, we are also constantly juggling between an academics, dissertation, having a business, and at the same time, having a personal goal. We are also going through the same up and down that every other human does.
While we were building this organization, we were obviously connecting as friends, but not over just our love for psychology, but also over the fear of quality. We feared that we would be able to make it, and we also feared that one day when we actually step into the field as psychologists, we would have it. And apart from other reasons, I think this fear of not being enough, the fear of falling behind, also became one of the reasons and one of the driving forces. And this feeling is not created. We felt it, I'm pretty sure at some point in your life it must be suspended. This feeling particularly comes around your 20th birthday and this word doubt in your ear. At least that is what it is like.
I believe we call this the dilemma of doing everything together or nothing at all. So let's just name our topic. What would you call it? The defining decade or the quarter life crisis? Or both? When we enter into our 20s, we are told that we can achieve anything and everything. It's like running a marathon with no sign of the finish line at the end. The thing is, 20s are about falling in love, pursuing a dream career, going on solo dates, trips, and a lot more. But it's also about losing friends, facing failure, seeing your parents grow, seeing your body change, learning to say no, quitting terrible jobs, and losing yourself.
Sadly, your 20s are also about the guilt, the shame, and the regret. The guilt of not doing enough, the shame of lagging behind, and the regret of not making your way. So back in 2019, me and Chetna just completed our undergraduation year 1. And as a study that we were from a very competitive college, and everybody in our class was a topper from their school. I wanted to stand out, I wanted to get good marks in first year, and I worked very hard. I was very particular about this assignment, this external, this internal, and I got the results. I was among one of the top scorers of my class, and it was an amazing thing. I felt proud, I felt satisfied, my parents were proud. And after that, we had 2 months of summer vacation, and I was having a night. I was going out, partying, going on trips, and just having fun. Fast forward to day 1, second year, and all of us were sitting over there, and one of our very close friends, she just comes up to us and she was talking to me and she goes like, "Hi Tara, what's up? What did you do this summer? Were you enjoying something?" And in that moment, I realized that, oh, I successfully wasted 2 months of my life. I felt the guilt, the shame, and the regret. The guilt that I was lagging behind, where everybody else was constantly upskilling themselves. The regret that despite doing so much, despite putting so much effort into my first year, I was still back at a degree.
And it's not just the guilt, regret, and shame and the anxious thought. The pressure of achieving, excelling, and constantly being on the top of our game. It's draining. In between, and in the quest to do more, achieve more, we forget a very important thing. That is ourselves, our emotions. We neglect the beautiful, messy, raw, vulnerable, and imperfect parts of ourselves. We forget that in between chasing goals and seeking social validation, there is a thing called life, which needs to be lived and enjoyed, right? There is this quote from a movie, Dead Poet Society. I'm not sure how many of you have watched it. But it says that you don't read and write poetry because it's beautiful. We love and read and write poetry because we are members of the human race. And human race is filled with passion. Now, medicine, law, engineering, business, they are definitely noble professions. And at the same time, needed to sustain life. But love, beauty, romance, and poetry are the things we are alive for. These are also the things we build our identities on.
During this time, it's completely normal that you're struggling to find your identity. Your 20s are supposed to be where you find yourself in this big confusing world. Imagine having hundreds of teachers trying along and none of them fit. Imagine the role of a very important psychologist whose name is So it's basically talked about how in our 20s we're finding our identity. And in this process, we try different identities and then we be committed to these choices. Apart from finding different identities, it's also talked about something called the identity crisis. So this crisis is a crisis of who am I? And this crisis can be as basic as am I somebody who wants to go out and have a fun night out with my friends? Or am I somebody who would want to stay in and call it a night? Irrespective, whatever the conflict is, it needs to be solved. Because if you won't solve this conflict, you will be stuck in a place where you don't know who you are and what you want to be.
And talking about identity and identity crisis, there's another psychologist, James Marsden. He gave a term to the period of life that you are in right now. The phase where you yearn for authenticity, you strive for a purpose, and you also judge, question, and break societal norms. You dare to dream beyond your 9 to 5. That is the moment of your life. This is a period which is called as a moratorium. Moratorium is also the term where you experiment with your identity, your role, your morals, your values. But guess what? During this time, instead of exploring and experimenting with our identity, we often succumb to the pressure of the fast-paced world. So, what happens? You become a goat. And I'm not saying it in a sense where you become adventurous explorers, but in the sense of blindly following the herd.
We all remember Blue Thousand with his from 3 years and the famous dialogue. अगर तुम तेज नहीं भागोगे तो मैं कुछ अलग कोई आगे नहीं सकता. And we all felt it. We all felt it so much that we have done it so fast with our life and sometimes we don't even realize why. We don't ask ourselves the question, why am I doing this? Why am I running so fast? What am I getting out of it? So the whole point is that we are just too scared to pause and reflect and ask this why question. Because that would mean that we are letting other people take the lead. So instead of asking this question to myself, I would rather just keep running. So essentially what happens in our brain is that we have two chemicals. It's serotonin and dopamine. Serotonin is your happiness chemical and your dopamine is your reward chemical. And essentially to live a good life, it is recommended that for a happier life, you go for serotonin and then dopamine. But what actually is happening currently is that people are actually going for dopamine and then they get addicted. They get addicted to the dopamine hit they get. This further leads to a situation of if and then. So if I have a 10 LPA package with end of this step, or your attitude. Here's the point, doesn't it?
Apart from the people who seek dopamine high, there are other people also who use humor. In our therapy settings, when we are giving therapy, we ask our clients this question. I ask the same question to you. Are you healed or are you just trying to not think about it? Take a moment, pause for a while, and think. We ask this question because it brings perspective. So, when you ask this question to yourself, you would know that where you are coming from. Nowadays, people don't even ask for happiness, but a little less pain. Everyone says keep pushing the word environment, but doesn't come. We knew what we were doing. We knew we were coming here. And we also know that in today's world, a lot of people still don't believe that mental health issues exist. A lot of people don't believe that therapy works. I know that some of you also might not believe. You have your doubts, and I have had mine too.
Let's just imagine that you had an injury and it is not healing. And if anything is just getting worse, what will you do? Obviously, you will go to the doctor now. You go to the doctor examines your food, tubes it out, put some medication ointment on it, give you some cold medication, perhaps, and you get better. But the big question over here is, who is doing this? Is the doctor the person who is doing the healing? No, not really. The body is healing you. Then what is the doctor? The doctor is really creating conditions in which the healing can take place. And similarly, my friends, is how therapy works. So we as therapists, we don't do the healing. We just understand the injury in detail and make you understand the injury in detail so that healing can take place. Apart from that, I think it's very important that we know that, like any other healing psychology, healing also takes time and cannot be done. So as psychologists, one of our key goals are also to understand a little why am I acting the way I'm acting, and why am I feeling the way I'm feeling. As psychologists, when we're working with the client, we can understand the complexities of their emotions, their thoughts and feelings. Apart from this, I would also like to mention that health is not advice. Okay, so I will go to my friend and say that, oh, do that. No, not at all. I would say that no point to this is the right. Never. We just tell them, it's okay. You're here for you. You're not perfect. Everything will be fine. And I will support you in any way possible. But the person in charge is with you and not you.
Being on both the ends, the therapist as well as client, I can tell you it's not a one-session thing. It takes time because you learn, you unlearn, and you relearn so many things about yourself. I'll give you an example. For example, you took a therapy session, or you sort of unburdened yourself and discussed your issues. You forgot about your therapy session, you move forward with your life, and then weeks later, you come across a situation where you have to take a decision. A decision where you can either change your old pattern or you can make a new one. At that very point, while making that decision, you will remember that therapy session where you thought that, okay, I think this is something unhealthy for me and I don't want to change. At that moment, when you go back to the therapy session, you will know that you are one step closer to what you were. And if you choose to change the pattern, you are healed. And if not exactly healed, you are at least in the process of healing. So as she said, that a therapist does not tell you that you will get over it or it will be okay. They don't interrupt. You get your own time, you get to talk about yourself, your issues, kids. They don't make the conversation about themselves and they don't compete either.
So today we started the conversation with how we have so many things to do in our life. Unless we saw our brain, so many jobs to do, so many roles to play in our life. And tonight when we will go back home, we still have all those things, we still have that list with us. And personally I feel it's okay. It's completely alright that you have a fast character, it's completely alright that you have 10 things to watch with your mind. And this is adulting, that's your adulthood, it's completely alright. The problem comes when you start functioning on that autopilot, when you don't know why you're doing what you're doing. Okay. So again, coming back to what I was saying earlier, that answering that why question to yourself is very important. one of the ways you can, but it's okay, you can try explore different ways of answering this one question. As long as it is answering this question. Because trust me when I say this, you should answer these questions in your 20s, you will be looking for similar answers in your 40s. So, there's some quote that I found. It just says that if you had a problem to solve, you're a critical thinker.
You all are in your defining decades, that is the 20s. Most of you. So, what you choose to do with this time matters. How you choose to do it also matters. But let's just get one thing clear, that no matter what, you are going to disappoint people, you are going to disappoint yourself, you are going to be failure. But what matters is that you people, you swim. You all remember ये जवानी है दीवानी. Then also said that चाहे कुछ भी कर लो बनो, लाइफ में कुछ ना कुछ तो छूटे रहें और छूटता भी है. So let things crash if they're supposed to crash. Let things flow if they're bound to flow. What matters is that you focus on the step ahead of you instead of the entire state. Because when you grow up and you look back at your 20s, you will be like, oh, he was so cool. Or she was so cool that she made that decision. Or he made that decision and actually worked on it. You will be proud. So, we would just like to conclude by saying that accept yourself for everything you